Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another great edition of What's the Ellie? This is Webisode number 24.
It's the Ellie in the room.
It's the Ellie in the room, people. How are you doing out there? How's everybody doing? We hope you're doing all right. We know that things are still progressing in crazy ways, but we're still here to try to fight through it. We're very happy that we have an opportunity to talk with you guys again about some key issues. My name is Jay from around the way, and this is...
I'm Lady A.
That's Lady A.
I'm Lady people. Hello.
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
So we care about you guys very much, man, and we love patching in with everyone. We hope everybody's been chilling. What you been up to, lady? How you been?
Scratching and surviving. No, just trying to learn up every day, trying to advance every day. Every day is about to level up.
Level up, people. And we hope that you guys are having an opportunity to level up out there as well, man. You know, trying to stay strong both physically and mentally.
Amen.
All right, those that are not familiar with the program, this is a 30-minute program. Basically, we're going to discuss the issues until the 30 minutes is up, and then we'll start wrapping up the program. And if you guys stay around, there could be a treat in there for you guys. Or a couple treats, we'll see. Right? You never know. Just got to stick around to check it out. All right, so this is Webisode 24 again, as we mentioned, and this is going to be about what, lady?
Leaving the nest and why.
Leaving the nest and why. Very interesting topic. Why do you think that topic is something to be discussed?
We've all heard it, especially in this country. It's time to leave the nest. It's time you go and find your way, and it's like, why? Not saying that you shouldn't learn things and grow as a human being, as an adult, but why were we taught to leave our nest? Who taught us to leave our nest? How does leaving your nest actually benefit you? And why should we leave the nest? And is there a specific time? Does it matter? Is it free fall? Should you leave it earlier, sooner, later? Whatever, we're going to discuss all of that.
Yes. Yeah, it's very important. As you mentioned, it's something that we've all heard repetitively, even if it hasn't been said to us directly, it's been said around us.
Right.
It's been even insinuated, perhaps, even if it wasn't said to you, certain time of your life. It's like, especially in certain cultures, it's like it's time to go. So,
real soon.
Yeah, very soon. So, this is something that obviously is something that's conceived or that's brought up, that's promoted from birth, actually. You hear parents always planning a child's life, even when child's still in diapers. And you're going to get older and you're going to get your mama this and you're going to buy that and you're going to have a family and you're going to give me some grandbabies and all of this stuff.
You're going to get this kind of education and you're going to marry this kind of person.
You're going to go to this college. They have you already planned out.
It's a fairy tale.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But, they have it. There's nothing wrong with having some sort of plan, some sort of goal, to have some sort of direction. But a lot of individuals are not paying attention to how much time and how much dime goes into raising a child. And it really doesn't make sense to put that much time and dime into raising a child only to send them off. And the math on the program is very, very interesting. Based on 180 days of school at 7 hours, a child basically goes to school for 16,380 hours of a year. And this is based on like 10 grades. So like from, usually kindergarten, first grade and second grade, it's kind of like half a day and stuff like that.
But
doesn't really get too
when
full.
You're going all day.
By second grade and stuff, you're pretty much going all day through the 12th grade.
Right.
That's 16,380 hours a year that the child is going to school. That's 163,800 hours over an entire school year.
The
whole school
attendance.
Experience.
Yeah, got you.
From second grade through 12th
graduation.
grade. That's 163,800 hours of schooling. All right, that comes down as far as the average with parents or whatnot. There's an expenditure of around $58,464 that's spent on a child's education from primary school through some sort of undergraduate study. Like, that's not a bachelor's or anything, just some sort of like undergraduate program.
Okay.
So you got $60,000 in the program. You got 163,800 hours of schooling for this kid that's going to be souped up. There's an estimated figure of around $700 a year that parents spend roughly on a child's back to school program. Now, obviously, we know that that's not everyone's back to school shopping budget, but on average, that's what it came down to, around 700.
Even if it's not done.
They said this is what it would really need to be around that. So, guys, this is adding up, and that's not even throwing in food. That's not even saying what the food cost is supposed to be. The food cost for a family of 4 should be at somewhere around like $892.
Right.
They're saying
at least the $800 a month.
For a family of 5 is $1,060 a month, and so you can see how thousands again of dollars and thousands of hours of energy is being spent on a child to soup this child up to enhance your nest.
Right.
Only to get that child to a certain point, souped all the way up, and then you send them away.
Right.
Is that smart? How much of a financial hit does that nest take? Now, on an interim basis, you say, hey, that person ain't here to eat no more. But does it really work out like that? We was talking about the Cosbys and stuff. You had to see how that worked out.
Coming back home, always eating up the food in the kitchen still. He even came back one time digging up dirt in the backyard. Somebody needed some dirt, and I know it probably was just like exaggerating it a little, and maybe not with some people's kids, but just showing that your kids can leave, and they weren't really ready to leave yet, but they thought they were, and now they're coming back home and they need all of this help.
And even if they're not coming back home, they're calling you for it.
Right.
So now you helping out with another mortgage, you helping out with another rent payment, you helping out with another car payment perhaps.
Yeah.
You trying to put some extra food in into your kids' refrigerator over at their house.
Which was my first highlight for this webisode. Problems with leaving the nest too soon. Financial literacy. If you leave your parents' home and your parents aren't even financial literate, now you're leaving and you're financially illiterate, now you're going to be struggling just as much, if not more, than your parents because they found a way to wade in the water a little bit more after some adult life experiences or whatnot. And even if your parents are somewhat financially literate and you just go out on your own, but you really didn't absorb whatever financial literacy they had, now that's a problem. It's going to cause problems. You can't, oh my God, my kids keep calling me asking for money. Like, what did you teach them about money?
Absolutely.
A lot of parents aren't comfortable talking to their kids about money. But you're fussing about them needing to spend it. They need to make it. They need to spend it. So you need to show them how to earn it for themselves, regardless of who hires them. Show them how to see a need, feel a need, have a skill, pay a bill. I can, keep listing different cliches or things, but you get my drift. No solid plans that goes with financial illiteracy or literacy or whatever. You leaving the house with no plan is like saying I'm going to go get in this car blindfolded and drive, pretty much, because you don't know how to drive in life yet. You don't have a plan. You don't have a roadmap. You don't even know how to fill or make money to fill your tank back up, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you're going to crash. It's inevitable.
And even bringing that in before you go to the next point, You know, even the parents, you know, not understanding again how much it costs
Right.
to really run the program and how much they're going to lose when that child leaves, because that's usually the main thing the parents want you out for.
Yeah.
You costing them too much. Boy, you keep going in and out this refrigerator.
Right.
Man, you eating me out of house and home. We hear stuff like that. But what if the tables was turned, like you said? If you're teaching individuals to have a skill, you're teaching them about financial literacy, you still want them to rush out the house and they taking care of a couple bills?
It's funny.
You still want them to run out of the house and they taking that trash out? You ain't got to fuss about it no more. You still want them out of the house and they're washing the dishes. They making sure that you understand what I'm saying.
That was my next point.
Yeah, you get your kids all souped up and they know how to take care of a house. You done gave them chores and all of this stuff. They've been infused with all of this knowledge and souped up, and then now you're sending your help away.
My very next point: you're dividing your strongest energy away from the house, making it weaker.
Yeah.
So you're tired by the time you get your kids to graduate in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You're tired, especially if you don't have a village, right? And then now they're at their peak of their energy, where they don't have to be obligated to the school system as they knew it. Mm-hmm. Not that they can't continue their education via online. Online college is huge right now. Mm-hmm. Anybody can get a degree online now.
Yeah, how you can go to Harvard now. You can graduate a child at 14.
Yes.
And they can go to Harvard, and who knew?
True. And with a GED. So they're telling you need to go all the way to 18 years old or 12th grade and get a high school diploma with some outstanding grades, and then you can go to Harvard. You don't have to do all of that.
Do your research.
You can take a GED, and Harvard will accept you with a GED, and you've got the money. You know, all they care about is, could you pass this test? Can you pass high school level stuff? And can you pay? Now, if you say, I need a scholarship because I can't afford to pay, then you need to make sure that you can do some outstanding homeschool grades and be able to excel and pass the test. You can still apply for scholarships, etc. Just because you're homeschooled does not mean that you can't apply for scholarships and still show your grade level as well still. So many things can go around that. You know, even with teaching your kids entrepreneurship, and they can do some schooling for something that will further them in their entrepreneurship. If the family have a business plan going, then anybody leaving the nest shouldn't be completely leaving the nest, just going to do something to make the family operation stronger.
Absolutely.
Like Denver was looking at something, my daughter Denver was looking at a product recently, and it said 6th generation. That means that business has been in their family for 6 generations. You know how much you have to catch up with that? Mm-hmm. If you're just now starting, if everybody keeps starting from scratch, how are you going to catch up with the families that's passing businesses down for 6 generations?
And this isn't to cause a destitute feeling. This is a wake-up call.
Yeah.
To at least say, listen, man, I'm losing. We've been losing.
Let's change the narrative.
We laughing, we joking, we might smell nice, we might look nice, use some starch, crease our clothes.
But what you passing down?
It's deeper than that, much deeper than that. And like you mentioned, we were talking recently about Dr. Claude Anderson's statement.
A lot of people don't like that statement. I know which one you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Where he said it should be criminal to have children and let them get of age to work and send them outside of your communities to go find jobs from somebody else inside of other communities besides your own.
And expecting them to empower your child enough to send back enough power to infuse your community.
Yeah, if you're not working on building your own community, you can't even your community can't give your kids or your people in the community employment or help them launch necessary or needed products and services, then what does anybody else owe you? Nobody owes you nothing, and especially if you're not going to try to build something or work at something for yourself that really means something. Nobody has to give you anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just something to keep in mind, to really just drive home the point. We were talking about the empty nest.
Empty nest syndrome. Okay. Your kids, your babies, they got grown now. They want to move out. You're like, oh, they 18. I can't stop them from moving out now. Law says at 18 they can move out without parental consent now, even though 18 is still a teenager. 19 is still a teenager. You're still a baby. Now they're gone. You feel like you poured all of your energy into them. You can't see them like you want to no more. You feel like a flunky for your kids. You're trying to catch up with them. Hey, why don't you call me? Hey, why don't you stop by? And they're busy. Now they're trying to figure out life because you told them they needed to try to go to college and go off and figure out life for themselves. They're an adult now. That's what this system in this country teach. I've had people from other countries say, oh, no, it is unheard of where I'm from.
Yeah, absolutely.
For an 18-year-old to think they're grown and go out and take care of themselves.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that, again, is just a parent trying to get that debt off them, because that's usually how a child is looked at, as a debt.
The funny thing is, even the parents that don't think that their kids are a debt and don't want them to leave, they didn't show them something different besides the American template of you go to school, you go to college. If you don't go to college, then you need to get you a job, you need to get your own place, and then you find you somebody and you get married and y'all have kids and you just go off in your own house and they got their own house and their own mortgage and their own cars and your own cat and dog, squirrel, rabbit, whatever.
Such a division, man.
Yeah, everybody, it teaches divide. Mm-hmm. And the problem this causes is people need help, then they feel upset, feeling like people won't help them. Mm-hmm. And everybody feel like they got their own problems that they got to solve for their own house, or their own house isn't going to be good. And this is why we seem selfish, because we keep breaking off. And hey, I got to take care of me. I got to take care of my own bills. My own bills biting me in the butt. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So it makes everybody seem selfish. It makes everybody hurt more. It causes all of the things that we hear about, kidnapping, sexual abuse, all of this stuff, because everybody keeps breaking off from the nest instead of building the nest. Fill the tree up with nests. Just fill it up first before you start breaking people off. And then when you break it off, still break it off in groups. It shouldn't be one or two people, one or two adults taking care of everything that goes on in the house, because that drives us crazy too.
Absolutely. And that's not how it used to be years ago, even over in Africa, before the takeover happened. We were living our life and grouped up, right. Even back during historic times,
right?
Individuals that talk about history and know about different biblical things, like right. Abraham and Lot. I usually bring that
right.
up. Those individuals, they stayed together until their cattle ran out of room to graze. Like it was no more room to graze,
right? And
they said, you know what, all right, we need to go ahead and split apart. But up until that point, they're still referred to as two households.
Yeah.
So they had all those people, all those animals around, but they were just referred to as just two households.
Yeah, Abraham.
So it lets you know how they lived in and how everybody was grouped up.
Right.
It doesn't have to be weird. It doesn't have to be something that is a burden to right. one or two people trying to carry the load of some lazy individuals. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about unity. Right. We're talking about a survival structure.
And everybody hands-on.
Yeah,
everybody
absolutely.
Hands-on with everything. It's no, oh, you a girl, so you just worry about cooking and cleaning. No, girls and boys need to know how to cook and clean.
Yeah, you rotate your schedules.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And teach individuals. And it doesn't have to just be the child.
No.
It needs to be some adults around. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
Show the child that some adults can work and interact with each other, not just party with each other.
Right.
Not just talk on the phone with each other and talk about, you my girl, I love talking to you, and taking pictures for your birthday and all of this other stuff. Being around each other on a consistent basis, working and surviving with each other is the best message for those kids.
How are you surviving together? Because if that's your friend and she got problems and she could use some extra money, That's your friend. She got problems. She can use some extra money. That's your friend. He got problems. He can use some extra money.
These your besties now. This ain't just ordinary people. This is the stuff y'all be like, oh, I
and
can't.
Cousins,
This is my life.
Whatever. My cousin already know I'll fight for her. And my mama or my sister, whoever, they know I don't play about them. But if y'all don't have no susus or nothing going on amongst each other where it's some money, some wealth trying to generate and circulate within your circle, then you are caging yourself. You're caging yourselves into this cage of a pity pool, a pity party. When anybody come around and they don't have those same kind of problems, it's, must be nice. Instead of everybody working together. So you don't have to look at one person like, oh, they look like they living good. Look like he got air conditioning, D.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be like that if everybody pull together the same way you did in the classroom, as I say, when we had group assignments.
That was forced.
Yes. And it's forced. And I don't care what gang you in, you a blood, you a crip, whatever it is, you go to prison. Guess what? If they pair you up with somebody that's on the other side of your flag, y'all got to work together. Y'all can fight all you want to, get beat, put in a hole, whatever. You still got to work together. But why does it have to be forced? Yeah. And we have to start not just, like I said, breaking the nest off too small, but building our nest up and working together on working plans. And it doesn't have to be they do this better than me or they do that better than me. As you said, not to get too biblical, but the Bible talks about there are skills in many men. So everybody have their skills. Maybe I'm good at something that you're not, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. You can be good at something, I'll be like, I'm terrible in that. Mm-hmm. Don't mean I couldn't get it if I worked at it, but you're already good at it. Mm-hmm. So whoever is good at whatever you're good at, it needs to spread around whoever is willing to learn that in your village, in your household, in your nest, whatever you want to call it. You know how to cut hair, teach whoever in your village or your nest how to do that. You know how to braid hair, teach other people how to do that. It doesn't have to be gender specific. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is that you're good at, build it up through your nest. Teach whoever is in your nest these things and keep that going.
Nature does it.
Yes.
Nature does it.
Nature
teach a bird
taking
how to hunt.
The baby ants out to learn stuff.
Absolutely. Every spring, that's what happens. An older ant takes a younger ant out on the trail. This is where we go get water for our colony. This is where we go get food, and they show them the trail. And this is how you keep those colonies year after year, man. He said those little colonies or whatnot, they're there for generations.
Right.
It's like generations of them, because they just repeating that cycle.
Yes.
So what's up with us? Are we just repeating a cycle
that's too smart for our own good? That's
not productive, and this is the thing. Before we get too far along, you guys have been with us for a minute, man. It's giveaway time.
Giveaway time. Giveaway time.
It's giveaway time out here, man. We appreciate you guys sticking with us. And this is what you have to do. You have to post 2 items from the endlesscorners.com page. Okay. And you need to post 2 items from the Paperless Flyers page. You can find that on Facebook or you can find that on Instagram. All right. And then you're going to tag us. That's 5 things. All right. 5 things that should take under 5 minutes to do. Definitely. The first person to do that wins a quick $100. Quick $100. All right. The second individual to do it will win a $50 endlesscorners.com credit. So you can get whatever on the endlesscorners.com has an array of products and services for the home and for the business. All right. So again, the first individual, quick $100 off the floor. Just post 2 items from the endlesscorners.com page. Post 2 items from the Paperless Flyers page on the Facebook side or the Instagram side, and then tag us. Be the first person to do that. And you have 24 hours from the drop of this original video on the Ellie in the Room page on Facebook to win. So that's 24 hours from when this video drops. You guys can check it out, be the first one to do it, be the second one to do it, win that promotion, win that prize, and you guys are in there. All right. So we hope you win, man. This is why we give these out. We want to put some cash in your hand. We're always mixing it up, different products, different services. We got a lot of new things coming up in the works.
Just to show our appreciation.
Yeah.
No, nobody owes anybody nothing, like we said, but show our appreciation for rocking with us. Yeah. It's been people watching us from the beginning, so we thank you.
And we love y'all, man. Yeah. We really appreciate you guys sticking around. All right, so while we have a few minutes remaining, we were talking already a little bit about the solution end of the nest. But we are understanding a little bit about why individuals are leaving the nest. It's a lot of times it's financial. We haven't really been taught to build. We haven't really paid attention to all of the time that goes into training a child, all of the money that goes into training that child, and the fact that it doesn't make sense to have all of that time and dime invested in that child and send them away from your nest, and you're expecting your nest to be strong. So we talked about that. We talked about the empty nest syndrome, and how because the build is the way it is, and because we were sent off the way we were sent off, everyone looks like they're a little bit, on the rushy end, disrespectful, disconnected, don't got time, and all of this stuff. And it's so frustrating. As we mentioned before, we're only getting cycles of 7. Some people say, oh, yeah, we got 365 days in a year. And that is absolutely true. But that is happening for us in cycles of 7, which means that we're getting Monday through Sunday on repeat. It is not difficult to fill up 7 days with things to do in your life.
Not at all.
And it continues to repeat. It is not difficult at all. You only got 7 tries. If you think about it, because if you back up your Monday and you're working on Monday, working on Tuesday, working on Wednesday, Monday through Friday, you only got Saturday and Sunday available. Saturday and Sunday's already not long enough, all right, to take care of your house things or whatnot. And so we're trying to talk to you guys, man, and really break down what's going on so that we don't just be looking at just the overall zoomed out picture of life and feeling like, oh man, things should be like this or things should be like that based on how it's portrayed in media. So these last few minutes, what do you think we can add to this program to help individuals to appreciate if they really need to be building the way they've been building, or should there be some restructuring where we can start in-housing this help that has been souped up with knowledge and souped them up with cash? They're strong. Is there something else that we can just tie down? You talked about Sandfan, giving them a skill. That stuff is very important. Even if you can't give them a skill, do you know some individuals around that have some different skills? And before you laugh at a skill, do your math. So many individuals, man, years I've been out in the streets doing the window cleaning. And before individuals caught up from a mental standpoint to really understand what was going on, some of them looked certain ways and, oh man, you setting us back and all that.
Clean those windows.
Yeah. Had no clue what was going on. You were laughing before you did your math. And this is a problem. I've explained that before. Even on the train, I see individuals all the time, asking for, you're laughing at the singers, or you're laughing at the individual that came on the train and asked for $1. He got $1 before the next train stop. There's a train stop every 35 to 40 seconds, 45 seconds the most. If this individual can get $1 every time, minimum, he's making $60 an hour.
And usually you get more than $1.
You're going to get more than $1. And so if if you're not paying attention to the math, then joke's on you.
Well, see, only a fool laughs at something productive. If you see somebody doing something that's not harming themselves or harming anyone and is making an earning for them, and you laugh at it, you have something that you really need to work on inside of you, and you might know that, you might not know that.
Yeah, and that's the thing though, because you need to know what you're laughing at. Because a lot of times when I take these individuals out and I give them a peek behind the curtain, if you will, and show them what it's really about, they're like, oh man.
Because the school system here, especially the public school system, taught math in a way to just figure out numbers. It didn't teach how to apply it to real life.
True.
So you think about, man, you can make this from doing that, make this from doing that. People from other countries come here and see so many ways they can make money that Americans don't pay attention to.
That's true.
You know, and I'm going to leave everybody with 2 questions to meditate on before I say goodbye, my peace out. Question 1 is, do you have a family operation that benefits every family member, whether they under the same roof, in the same neighborhood, whatever? Examples, family businesses, susus. If you don't know what a susu is, please look it up. I encourage you. Every family should have one.
Every family.
Family gardens where you can grow food and different herbs that you need. Stuff been going on with this pandemic. People don't know how to treat themselves with our natural resources. There are plants for your sinuses, for your respiratory system, lymphatic system, your heart, all of that stuff. It's time to get back to it.
Nature had it first.
We've been cutting our dandelions for so long, not knowing that they're so beneficial to us. Look up dandelion benefits. I promise you won't regret it. Okay, other examples, family meal prep, where everybody's getting together and prepping meals. You cut up all the peppers, you cut up all the greens, whatever, you got stuff prepped for the week, or at least for 3 days or so, and then every 3 days maybe you do it again, but working like a operation together inside the same house is magnificent.
It's ideal.
Yes. Family recreation, because you don't want to be so rigid where you don't have fun and laugh with each other.
Absolutely.
You need to laugh with each other. It's very important. Laughter is medicine. Question number 2 now. Do you have future expectations of your child or children moving back after being gone from the nest for a certain amount of years? Or you hope that they'll invite you to move in? These are things to think about before sending your kids away.
I appreciate those points. Obviously, things have changed so much pre-pandemic. It was a whole different show. A lot of people was just doing their thing. Hey, man, we ain't got time to talk about that. I got to get to work. And you know, this is how it's been for years and years and years. And then the pandemic came through and said, don't nobody care about what your schedule has been.
This is life.
This is what we're doing right now.
Right.
And so because that's a possibility, because that's always been a possibility, because it could be a possibility again in the future, even if we get to some sort of respite with this program.
Right.
It's so smart for us to evaluate those questions that you brought up. It's so important for us to really, really, really pay attention to our nest, because nobody's going to pay attention to it like you.
Right.
And the children are going to pay attention to you, and they're going to take your lead. So whatever you show them, they'll go out here and they'll duplicate. If it's not the right thing, if you're unhappy with it,
don't keep following it because it's tradition.
Yeah.
Abandon tradition just to follow it. So many older people in nursing homes, you talk to them, they say, I wish I would have just did what was best for me and not worry about what everybody was thinking about or was accepting for the majority. Stop worrying about traditions that were set up to fail and stress you, and do what's best for you and your family.
Yes.
Nobody cares if your family fall apart and can't afford stuff.
Sure don't.
Pull it together the way you would if somebody say your whole family suck and I'm gonna beat all of y'all up, whatever.
And keep in mind that family is who's real.
Yes, it's not just blood.
So all that blood stuff, and I grew up. If I ain't grow up with you, I ain't grow up in that. That's a losing formula.
Let's be honest. Everybody didn't come from a great nest.
Absolutely.
Maybe it wasn't the worst, but everybody didn't come from a great nest. So sometimes you have to create a nest and not be too shy about building it with people who aren't blood related.
Absolutely. Never expecting perfection. Looking for sand fans, see a need, fill a need ways. We're gonna do a really special episode on that coming up. We want you guys to pay attention. We're gonna give some very valuable clues that traditionally would only be released through our business consultation program. But because we've been trying to do what we can to help individuals to think grassroots, to think creative, we're going to give you guys some of the tips that has helped us to be successful. So that's going to be coming up in one of the future episodes. So we want you guys to definitely be on the prep for that. Okay. Our 30 minutes is up, man. We've ran past it already. Yeah. It always goes so fast.
I know, right?
Yeah, I wish we could just chill with you guys all the time.
You need to be here.
Yes, you need to be in-house. So as you guys continue to move forward, as always, we care about you. We care about your families. We care about your moves. We're never here to judge you. We're here to judge the facts. We're here to grow together.
Amen.
All right. And so we want you guys to continue to be alert out here. Continue to be safe out here. Don't just think about yourself. Think about others as much as possible. Respect others. Yeah. All right. And guess what? Until we see you guys again.
What's the Ellie?
What's the doggone Ellie?
Doggone it. Brought the granddaddy out.
That's it. I need my glasses.
Oh.
You guys be good, man. We'll see you guys again real soon.
Peace.
Love. Peace.
What's the Ellie?
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 We gonna talk about the Ellie
What's
in the
the
room.
Ellie? What's the Ellie?
What's the Ellie?
What's the Ellie?
What's the Ellie?
What's the Ellie?
We gonna talk about the Ellie
What's
in the
the Ellie?
room.